Hi, my name is Kelsey, and this week I did the reading Sexy Like a Girl and Horny Like a Boy. There are a few key terms that I thought were important before I start talking about it. The first one is homophobia, which I'm sure everyone is pretty familiar with. It's the fear of homosexuality, but more in modern times, it's more of the intolerance of homosexuality in society. The second one is emasculation, which basically means that through an action or language or whatever it may be, men are stripped of their masculinity, therefore making them feminine, which is not a desirable trait for most men. And the last one is race-based target audiences, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just when someone puts out some sort of form of media that requires an audience to watch it, they mostly try to target one specific race. So the focus of this article was on gay Asian men in the media. Now, traditionally, gay men in the media are portrayed as feminine, and traditionally, Asian men in the media are portrayed as feminine. So to be portrayed as a gay Asian man is really putting a very strong label on a man's identity. And the problem that men are finding with this is that it's misrepresentation of their race and their sexuality, or just their race or just their sexuality. So it's really just a strong topic of the convergence of race and sexuality portrayed in the media. So what the author was talking about that I thought was interesting is race-based audiences, and that even when the media does represent homosexuality, specifically in men, it really targets only to white men, which continues to make Asian gay men submissive to their white counterpart. Society has a really strong idea of what is masculine, what has to be masculine, what constitutes as masculine. And having white men be the only people who are allowed to break from that by being portrayed as gay is really detrimental to other people of color and their identity as a homosexual. An example I thought of was Frank Ocean, who is a black hip hop artist, and he came out as gay a few years back. And it really sparked a lot of discussion within the community because personally, I think it was because people really didn't know how to deal with it. They didn't know what it was like to be a black gay hip hop artist. That didn't fit what the norm was. Traditionally in society, when people aren't used to seeing something and they can't fit it into a box that they can label in their head, they reject it and they're afraid of it. And that's exactly where homophobia comes from, and that's exactly what happened in Frank Ocean's case. But as a society, I think that we're all really working to change this. And what the author proposes is for major media publications and outlets to create a more ambiguous form of masculinity and to not buy into that big macho man stereotype. So by making masculinity more ambiguous, it means making it more flexible. So if a black man is gay or a white man is straight or an Asian man is gay, they're all masculine. They're still all men, but it doesn't have to be in the traditional sense that we all can identify and categorize in our heads. I think this is a great idea, but at the same time, I think it's more important to invoke more diversity within masculinity. So it doesn't really have to redefine masculinity, but just show that masculinity can mean a bunch of different things to a bunch of different people, and that's what really matters. So thank you guys.